Hello there everybody, and welcome to this feature presentation on YouTube. I am King Mac, your hamburger pal. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to enjoy a hot fresh cheeseburger along with some delicious golden french fries, a tasty milkshake, and a nice soft drink. Also be sure to grab some hot buttery popcorn while you're at it as you enjoy this episode of TTBurger Game Reviews on YouTube.
What's going on, my friends? It's Tony, bringing you more TTBurger game reviews here. We continue with my Uncharted franchise review here, episode 255. This is the third part here, episode 255, part 3 of 4 parts. Before I get started here, I want to give a shout out to Freegan HD and Sub-Zero MNX King Mac, along with the Hyperlamnia, Red Girls Go Stateside, Griffin Puff, Megs, Black Healer, along with the homie RJ, Uncle Jira, Rockstar Pools 69, Desert Coyote 22, The Sensational Gent, and more and more and more. And today we're continuing with the final Uncharted game for the PlayStation 3. This is not the final part, this is the final PlayStation 3 Uncharted game. And we're gonna just get a look at that there. Before we can even get started though, those events will happen in episode 255, part 2 of 4 of my Uncharted franchise review. Here's an Uncharted style TTBurger recap to show y'all what you missed. I took a look at Uncharted 2 for the PlayStation 3, Uncharted 2 Among Thieves for the PlayStation 3, meaning to say, and gave it a 9 out of 10 because it was a better sequel. You had more environments to explore and stuff. But they got rid of some of the game elements in the first game, like quick time events, which I did like, even though I'm not the biggest fan of quick time events, and I like them in this game. And they got rid of the ability to drive vehicles and stuff, which was kind of disappointing, but still it was a better game overall. They added online play, it was better graphics, more areas to explore, longer gameplay and stuff and everything, making it a superb sequel overall. But now we're going to zoom ahead to November 1st, 2011, when I had just graduated from college, and it was a couple weeks after my 23rd birthday. And I remember picking this game up on day 1, which was my Naughty Dog, which is 3D game compatible, one of the first games to have that on the case. We have the game right here. This is Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception. First released on November 1st, 2011 for the PlayStation 3, and November 18th, 2016 for the PlayStation 4, part of the Nathan Drake collection. Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception is a fantastic sequel. When this game came out, I was a little skeptical about buying it because usually when there's a third game in a franchise or so, it ends up being the worst of the bunch, or one of the best of the bunch, or the best, or one of the worst. I made sure I was getting my money's worth. And I did, because not only is this game amazing, but it is better than the first 2 games in the Uncharted franchise. Uncharted 3 showed that the PlayStation 3 was still high and strong before retiring to the PlayStation 4 2 years later, and it definitely showed that this console had a lot of life left in it. Nathan Drake is back with his treasure hunting skills and observation skills and more, as he goes to Arabia this time, and we'll talk more about the story. However, there are a few minor hiccups here, which we're going to talk about. We'll get to them later. The story of Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception takes place 2 years after Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, where we see Nathan Drake, Victor Sully Sullivan in London. They meet a guy named Talbot, where they make a deal where he gives them a sum of money in exchange of Nathan Drake's ring, which is inherited from Sir Francis Drake that he wears around his neck. And they find out that the checks and money that Talbot gives them in exchange for the ring, they realize it is counterfeit, but it's too late. And Talbot's employer, Catherine Marlowe, steals the ring. We learn through a flashback that Sully used to work for Marlowe 20 years ago when Nate was a young boy, a teenager, I mean to say. And she was after the ring back then, after Nathan Drake broke into a museum to steal it, and she wanted the ring, and Sully worked for her until he found Nate and stuff, and realized that he had some potential and stuff, and decided to raise him and stuff, like it was like a father to him. And he did not care if Catherine Marlowe fired him. They learned thanks to a map they discovered that Talbot and Catherine Marlowe are heading to Arabia, to the lost city of Ubar, to find the lost secrets of the city. That's the Franz Drake journey, and to find the secrets of the lost city and the treasure, and more and more and more. The story is deep, but be warned, you'll be in Arabia most of the game, but it's not a bad thing. It's a fantastic story, it's deep, but my main complaints are this. Nathan Drake has this angry attitude, gets this desperate and creation and crazy at times. And I know that it's because of the little spoiler, there's this drug that like kind of affected did him and the supporting character, Charlie Cutler, where he breaks his leg in the beginning stuff. That's kind of like, a little off topic there. But Elena Fisher does not have much screen time, and Sully has a little more than that, but still not as much. Chloe Fraser is only in the beginning, and the characters, while they have deep personalities, some of them are unlikable, especially how crazy Nathan gets without spoiling anything. I mean, Charlie Cutler has this happen in 2 when this drugster gets to him and he goes nuts and stuff like that, and he ends up breaking his leg in the process, so Chloe must stay behind. But we don't really hear much about this guy or some of these characters. But at least it has good villains like Catherine Marlowe and Talbot and stuff, so they're good there. And to find out what's going on with what makes it went crazy is definitely a big plot twist for sure. Although I do wish Elena Fisher and Sully had more screen time though, but that's not the case there. The presentation of Uncharted Drake Deception has excellent graphics, better than the last 2 Uncharted games. The character models have so much detail to them, you'd think they're real people that you stand next to once again, but even more. The facial animations are superb, it's completely realistic, looking along with the way they move around and more. It definitely shows potential of the PlayStation 3's hardware on a Blu-ray disc and stuff. The environments are also very detailed with a lot of foliage and little things in the background that look very lifelike and realistic. But it's a little disappointing that most of the game takes place in Arabia, like 65% of the game takes place in Arabia, and the first half takes place in London, which they look nice, but only 2 areas there, just London and the Arabian desert. It's a small shop for those who enjoy the variety of environments of Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. I mean, they look great with the foliage background and stuff, just that a little lacking in the variety there. Just be prepared though, for most of the game, there's lots of Arabian sandy desert. And of course, like I mentioned, the water looks amazing. I mentioned the water looks great, and now the sand does look amazing. They're too very realistic. I know, it's not sand, I know. The frame rate is very smooth with a couple of slowdowns once again, but you'll not really notice them. The lighting is very crisp, especially in the Arabian desert, and of course, like the nighttime looking city of London looks awesome too. The weapon explosion effects and flame effects are top notch here, and definitely worthy of a great looking game. We have excellent sound in Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception, top-notch voice acting from Nolan North, Emily Rose, Richard McGognall, and Claudia Black, who reprised the roles of Nathan Drake, Elena Fisher, Victor Sullivan, and Chloe Fraser, who are excellent once again. The new voice actors such as Rosalind Ayers, who voices Catherine Marlowe, and Robin Aiken Downs, who voices Talbot, where the bad guys are perfect and all sound scary and evil. And some of the less supporting characters may sound a little bit heavy, but they're not bad. They got some more lessons there. But there's non-English speaking characters, once again, but no subtitles for the characters. You don't know what to say once again. It just says speaking Arabic or so. The music is top notch. We have that kick-ass main menu theme and stuff, but there's not really much music, just ambient sounds, but it's fine with me. The guns all have the realistic sound yet again, and improved at the same time. Uncharted 3 Drake Deception's gameplay is excellent, amazing, improved, making it more fun than the last 2 Uncharted games. Once again, we are Nathan Drake and adventure to mainly leave London and Arabia, searching for the treasures of Marlowe's logos, man trying to stay alive and trying to find the lost city of Arabia, the lost city of Ubar, the Arabian city. And when you get there, it's like being at the end of a roller coaster, conquering your fear of heights or so like that, or conquering your fears and stuff. Nathan Drake has all special moves once again with his weapons and melee combat platforming skills. And we have tons of weapons, more weapons like the sniper pistol, multitude of sniper rifles, and we got a bunch of grenade launchers and bazookas and stuff, and we got a semi-burst automatic pistol, and like rifles and tons of shotguns and stuff. The QuickTime events are back after being asked from Uncharted 2 Among Thieves. This was a blessing to have them because while I'm not the biggest fan of QuickTime events in video games, here in the Uncharted franchise, they are done right, and they happen when they're supposed to happen in games, not like every 5 seconds where you have to open up a sheet or something like that, like in Homecoming and stuff. The melee combat is more intense than last time. It's really intense, especially like when you have to press the button at the right time to hit it at the right time, and you perform some badass combos. some of the kind of missions that were going on in the previous game are back here, which really helps and stuff. There are some cool parts where you mount a horse and jump on one vehicle to destroy them and using your RPG or grenade launcher, so it adds more to the fun factor. The game does only have 22 chapters. Last time we had like 26, but this makes up for it because some of the chapters are very, very long. I mean long, like lasting about a half hour, 40 minutes. That's not exaggerating. The gameplay is longer, wrapping up around 9 or 10 hours, and seeing all these temples that look so realistic. We have to climb these platform stuff when things break and everything, and there's a lot of explosions here. Like a lot of things explode and just like collapse in like chunks and stuff like that, which just makes you feel like you're playing an Indiana Jones Tomb Raider movie, like somewhat like that and stuff, like with the dragon and stuff. And the puzzles are intense, once again requiring you to think on your feet. And the online players here, I know nothing about, so that's the wrong person, their opinion on that. Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception is a fun game, excellent game, better than the two predecessors, but now we got the negative bads. Gunplay is still rough around the edges with the opponent AI and stuff, and they're pretty tough, especially those dreaded snipers with their lasers, their sights and everything like that, which one hit can mostly kill you, so be very, very careful. And a lot of the enemy eyes like to use grenade launchers and rocket launchers, which does take you out with one hit. Some of the puzzles, while they're challenging, can be hard to figure out which stretch ahead when what to do next, making you get stuck. Elena Fisher does not get much screen time along with Chloe Fraser, and while Victor Sullivan does get more screen time than the other two, it's just not as much and stuff. I mean, it's just what I'm saying there, but they do help the story though. But I wish Elena Fisher had more screen time though. Most of the game takes place in Arabia and London, and that's only two places they usually take place in, so it's not really much. Sure, in the flashback scene, it takes place in Colombia, but that's just one flashback scene where Nathan Drake is a teenager. There's no vehicle service once again aside from riding a horse near the end. It's some very tricky puzzles. No subtitles for non-English speaking characters, but those are the only places I have it though. Final thoughts: if you enjoyed the first two Uncharted games, Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception is not disappointed at all. I give it a 9.5 out of 10 because of the problems I have with it, but it's better than the first two games, definitely. And that's it for episode 255, part 3 of 4. Stay tuned for the grand finale where we're going to dive into the PlayStation 4 era of the Uncharted game, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End, Nathan Drake's final journey. For his final journey, how does this game fare? We'll have to find him next, which all I gotta say. You know what to do. Subscribe, like, comment down below. Join my Discord group, TTBurger Gaming United, along with my Facebook group, TTBurger Gaming, along with my Facebook page, like on TTBurger8. And if you have a request, just comment down below, and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Which all I gotta say is Tony, peace now. Have a good day, and see you on my review of Uncharted 4 of the Thief's End for the PlayStation 2. Take care, everybody. Man, I feel good, dog. I feel good. Woke up a little richer, also with a little